Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 Zunbil series here on the Lord Master channel. And once again, I must apologize, but this is just due to, my own methods that I do in life. Is that, oh look, I'm just going to say this up front. The reason why I don't post that many videos of Crusader Kings 3 as of late like I used to is just say that I don't have enough enthusiasm towards doing this at this time. But I can tell you this. This was recorded on the 12th of February, and about a week ago, which again, I mean, before I really get down to talking about all the other upcoming DLCs and these sort of things, is that in a relevant situation, I would love to expand and take Chaganayan. Let's see, that's the next target to take as part of the goal of reclaiming the Hephthalite Heartland, which we need the rest of the areas of Koto and Badakhshan. We need two of those. So it means we'll be at odds with the Samanids every once in a while. But until that time, I will actually deliberately slow down the time because declaration of war against them requires prestige, and we got enough of it. And don't want to do holy wars because that may cause, other Maturidists out there to come after me. In fact, is there anybody else that is adhered to that faith? Probably not. I think they're the only ones, as far as majority is concerned. Oh, there's one up there, but that's insignificant. So it's yeah, it's a probable no on or the other Maturidists out there. Well, there's one down there. That's the Samanids, yeah. Just tiny little independent entities, which ain't gonna do much to me. And so I'll deliberately slow down the time so I can, get time to take along little by little to make progress of while I talk about what's coming for the future of Crusader Kings 3. I'm sure many of you know this already, and for those that have no idea what I'm talking about, well then you're gonna know. First thing. Alright. The Crusader Kings 3, its developer Paradox Interactive have announced, again this is all last week's news, that they've announced the next chapter, a chapter 3 reveal of the set of DLCs, just like we did with chapter 2 of last year. So there, yes, I did purchase it recently. By purchase, I mean pre-ordered. There you go, that's the word. Yeah, pre-ordered. Like one upcoming DLC which comes out on March 4th is called Legends of the Dead. Good, more factions dismantled. Disband. Sorry, I'm a little distracted because I'm trying to read you what's going on. So, in approximately 2 weeks' time, that's when the next DLC comes out, but I will not be around for that. The reason I say that is because, one, still committed to the Turco-Hephthalite Zunis series, obviously. And the other is, it's the DLC after. It's what's convincing me to say, you know what? Once I'm done with the Turco-Hephthalite series, I am going to take a prolonged break from playing that game. Because I'm starting to become, even this early on in this series, as we're on the 10th episode, I'm starting to feel a little bit burnt out. In just video making in general, not just this, but in all videos. Because I'm not just only distracted by real life issues of myself, but also there's other things that I want to do in life that I actually enjoy doing more of. It's like, man, we need to get this series going, and then enjoy your spring and a part of summer vacation for yourself, Lord Master. You definitely earned it. Because, you know, the other DLC after Legends Dead, which, by the way, what is that DLC Legends Dead about? They're going to reintroduce, you know, hang on. This is my son and heir, Firoz. He's an old Zunist. He's a thrifty clerk now. You could do better, but since you're going to be betrothed to this person, which is, you know, due to the importance of the alliance with these guys down there, especially when we fight against the Samanids. Might accept. You better damn well better accept, son. No, anyways. Yeah, they're gonna reintroduce, or introduce, depending on if you remember from CK2, your refused conversion. Ah, well, we can ask you again in about 15 years. If I'm still around 15 years. Should be. Anyways. So, yeah. It's about these new diseases and the Black Death itself. It's just epidemics are now visible on the map. Well, not now, but when DLC comes out in a month. Like, say, in Sogdia proper here, I'm using that as an example because it's where I'm looking at directly. Like, say, a disease starts in Samarkand. Like, it's visible on the map and its little baronies there, and then it can spread into parts of the map that's visible. Unless it's something like the Black Death where it's more, you know, going to take up a lot of space, so it is of Dejor Kingdom areas or even empires. My lord, my keeper of the menagerie, Allah storms up to me, clearly agitated, dragging a pitiful child behind him. Commoners from Zamindawar keep sneaking into the menagerie to Google my collection. It's as if they think it's a public display, she stares at Shaky Boy. As if daring him to say otherwise, it is upsetting the animals. Well, it's only here. It's my capital. If they're gonna go there, we'll have to pay. You know, we do need a bit more income these days. Now, and besides diseases, they will also have, you know, like those dynasty legacies of ours, so they will have legends, which is commissioned an epic to retell the family history or build your own heroic reputation through great deeds, so that way you can promote the legend far and wide. Poor opinion. My antiquarian. He's a harmless old man. What's he gonna do to me? Nothing. So just like with disease on a map, legends about an ancestor of your dynasty or even yourself can actually be spread on the map, so that way people across the regions can hear about the exploits and legendaries. Yeah. Again, I can't do it justice. It's something you would have to look up on Dev Diaries, or yes. By the time these videos are posted, the next Dev Diary has already been posted. And thank you, kind sir. And so they'll provide more info on it, and all that and more. Which again, I'm not going to do it justice in me trying to describe what's that all about. Just know that there's gonna. I mean, that's a good start for the first DLC of the year. Besides the free one, that's, you know, fashion-related stuff. But the other DLC that's also upcoming is the one I'm more interested in, which is partly the reason why I'm saying this to you right now, people, is why I am going to take a prolonged break when I'm finished with the series, this Turco-Hephthalite Zunbil series. Because coming up in the third quarter of 2024 is the other DLC. Someone was keeping a cat in a shack that was recently demolished. Now the animal's been brought before me as just another peasant in need of housing. I do admit that its silver fur looks very soft. I do have a cat, right? 2 cats. I get to be a crazy cat lord. He will live here in court. Male or female? As the cat rests on my lap, I wonder what does she name her? Female cat. Something historical. Some Lulu silver. Something to describe a sewing feel I experience. Scratch my hair. Oh, I know. I will name her Wadabagan. Wadabagan. Male cat. Female cat. Excepting that this one's more friendly. I hope they don't end up in a fight. But since they're male and female cats, they might breed and I get to raise kittens! Or they get to raise kittens. But I'd be associated with it! Don't get too ahead of yourself. You know? But anyways, what I'm trying to say is Roads to Power. Roads to Power, yes, that's the other DLC that's coming, which is what made me feel more interested in why I should take a prolonged break from playing CK3. And when I come back to playing that game again, it will be during, or at least weeks after, along with all the other mods that I like to use that have to be up to date, is for this to be released. Which adds more, features related to Byzantium. Which is one of the fewest areas in the game, which compare that to 2 years ago, where I naturally avoided Scandinavia. Byzantine Empire is another area that I naturally avoid, save for that one playthrough I did in Bosnia and Herzegovina, where, which is due to the lack of certain features and such. Again, 19 months, we can make that difference. I also want to give them something. Like say, here, here's a crappy artifact. Also for future reference, that reminds me regarding regencies. Promote authority the next time I go traveling somewhere. Again, I'm not going to speed up the game speed until I'm finished talking about what's coming in the future. So it's an administrative government in the Byzantine Empire over there, instead of just normal feudalism, which is one of the reasons why I naturally avoid playing in that area. Because, back at Crusader Kings 2, they used to have the imperial government. So now they're going to have something like that in the future DLC, which would make that area a little more attractive to me. And then plus you get to have a family estate, the influence system. But what makes me feel attracted to that DLC more than anything else, in fact, the feature that I look forward to the most is a landless adventurer playthrough. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. These last couple of playthroughs that you see me doing in this channel usually starts off as a landed character, start off in a county or so. I always do that. I always start at the lowliest of low. But now you get to play as a landless character where you can freely roam the map, untied to any realm or holding. So basically you're just well, as it says, an adventurer, and probably a wanderer, a traveler, whichever you like to do. And you fulfill contracts to try to earn some gold, prestige, fame, until you decide to settle down and claim a land that you have earned through merit. Which adds unlimited possibilities for myself, because the last couple of playthroughs I've done in CK3, I always fantasize myself as being some adventurer who wants to go far. The closest thing to being is that whole, you know, that Norse playthrough I did as part of the colonization of Greenland struggle. That had an idea for that. You're just intervening in other matters. So yes, a landless playthrough. Add so many unlimited possibilities. I mean, heck, you know, since it's, you know, talking about visiting Empire, hell, I'm sure somebody would just throw it out there. Like, imagine you're playing as a Greek who lives over there, but is not Orthodox Christian, but is Nestorian, and then you travel across the land and you sail to sea and you go live somewhere in India. Whereas in the story of Christian with Eastern syncretism and the and the tolerance towards Eastern nations, maybe you could convert to Buddhism and try to form, you know, Yavana Dharma, Greco-Buddhism. I mean, I'm just throwing that as an idea for some of you. I'm just giving you ideas, but not something I would really want to commit or something this outlandish. Or just be an adventurer, just roam around the Empire and do things until you decide to settle down and try to work your way up as Count, Duke, possibly Despot, or even Emperor for cases like these. And there's other DLC that would be coming in the fourth quarter of the year. Is Wandering Nobles, which that one's more of just a flavor pack, which just adds more mini activities and travel events and a new lifestyle, Wanderer, which would definitely complement the whole landless adventurer playthrough. Yeah, which kind of got me to thinking, well, I mean, who knows, huh? Maybe in future I can imagine myself this. The next time I do a new playthrough, once I'm done with the Turco-Hephthalite one. Then in the future, should start a landless adventure playthrough somewhere in the Visiting Empire. Just roam around, travel around here and there until you decide to settle down and work your way up in relevance to all its new features and such. And then the second playthrough would be another landless adventure, but be more of a wanderer. Regardless of culture or whatever religion I am, I can imagine myself traveling from one part of the world to another. You know, go out, see the world, or what's left of it. I always fantasized that sort of thing for years. And I'm sure whatever mods that people could come up with, they could come up with so many new possibilities with this. That is the reason why, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm done with this playthrough, I need to go away. and I'll be willing to watch other people do it and try to study or whatever. For years, I've heard about a Muslim holy man known as Nasir Koshal, who's traveled from realm to realm seeking shelter. Though a great poet and scholar, famous throughout the Islamic world for his achievements, he was a target of sectarian rulers. He never found a proper home, until now. I have received news that he has arrived in the Badakhshan region and made a home for himself there in this rugged, isolated parts of Badakhshan in particular. It appears he has found himself a friend and patron of the righteous and erudite Exvanakas Sogdin, who appreciates the spiritual and philosophical insights of Nasir Koshal. To imagine that such a famous patronage now graces his presence in a remote part of the world. Now, Nasir Koshal wishes to spread the light of Islam there. Can he succeed? Interesting to hear. Only time will tell. I believe he's a historical character. It is interesting to hear. So, let's speed things up here. Back to normal. Along with their strange goods, merchants bring tall tales from distant lands, unverifiable, full of wonder. A group of courtesan peddlers brought Sorbian objects, said to come from the faraway court of the great ruler. Tangduts, what's the name? It's Falabia known as Turaj, a leading trader, grinned silently. This unique sword could be yours for a special price. Of course, great child. Likely are indeed. Let the good nod for guidance. I cannot recommend his work to my liege. Hammer dancer, wistful, nods me. He nods at me stupidly. Ah, yes, no, but try. I am sitting and meditating on the finer points of Zunism. I can help but think back to when I traveled to Multan for my very first pilgrimage. This trip was far from the Courtier comforts of my life as Shah. But the relief felt upon arriving in Multan made it all worth the trouble. That was a long time ago. That was when I was a child. Look, I would like to go to war, but I cannot until we have some realm stability around here. I was just laying on my back resting. Now it's too weak to send an ultimatum at that moment. As long as we can sway him more and more, then the realm is stable, hopefully. And when we have a stable realm, then that means I could declare war without having to be worried about the negative opinion due to offensive war, which is another thing I'm waiting on. As I enter my chambers, I am greeted by mayhem. Things are thrown everywhere, and a few things that aren't scratched are covered in fur. Sleeping in the middle of destruction is my cat. What about him? We better get someone to clean this up. My house is harmonious. You know what? Start going the other way. Steer towards antagonistic. Right now. And I'll tell you the reason why. I'm trying to lower the advantage thing. Oh, increase advantage, I should say. Make it go to the other direction. We'll be more antagonistic, so be going on the offensive here. We're not going to be nice to people. Or at least to my house. News has reached me that my very special guest had met his end a bit sooner than expected. We should all mourn his death and call off the feast to respect his memory. I just wish I had been my hand. A real shame. I never planned any no murder feast. Is that man still in debt? Check it. Because I'm not going anywhere until this is settled. Well, then again, the easiest thing in the world would be just raid him, just to test him. Test his defenses, so to speak. Hit him where it hurts. Like, say, here. Oh, finally, mods. Here's a thing I want. Not from the early medieval yet. Mustering grounds. Militarily, we are weak. And to increase our strength, and it's also going to increase our economy, is to have an increased size of men-at-arms, which will take about 23 years. I'm sure Boris Amir's relationship with his spouse Zabayana is a very happy and productive one. But lately he has less and less time to spend with me. A dear friend has the relationship deepens. Every time I try to get him out for even anything as simple as a walk, he's apparently tied down with marital duties. I miss the good old days when we could go out gallivanting around the place, drinking the finest tea we threw up, and then doing it all over again the next night. What times we had. If only that wretched, worthless Zabayana wasn't keeping us from having that again. Perhaps I can make them see the error of their ways. 21% chance that the relationship is irreparably broken. 53% chance that the wedge driven between them. 25% that neither have we. 0% chance that we're no longer going to be friends because of this. Drove a wedge between them. I am traveling and the sun is beating down on us heavily. Oh, it is too late to turn back home. I'm getting closer to my destination. I mentioned a local noble I have to meet, and yet, and the rest of my entourage is clearly getting more tired as the sun rises ever higher in the sky. We should rest for a bit. Caliph Hashem al-Din has initiated the persecution of the remaining Manichaeans in his lands. Zayn, the leader of this beleaguered faith, now seeks me out, carrying a large pile of dusty books. Great Shah, my faith is an old one. I contended to Christianity while I was still young. We possess much knowledge about this fallen world of matter. Gave it some humble insight into the higher world of light. Some of our compatriots have already settled in Ghazna. Might you allow my followers to do so? In return, I could stay and serve you, and share with this treasure trove of knowledge from our ancient libraries in Baghdad and testify before its fall. Manichaeans. We view them as evil, and they consider us as evil. They do encourage missionaries. Food is purification. Calvin gonna do nothing to me. Sure, he could stay. And I will gain rare books for 25 years, in which I'll come in possession of a small collection of rare books rescued from the legendary libraries such as those of Sestovan, Gundashapur, and even Alexandria. Perhaps even Alexandria. Plus 2 learning. And there in Gaza I would have Gnostic fervor, which adds more development. We do always want more development in our lands because it's hard to come by here, especially in this slowly developing country. I will gladly accept that proposal. Which again, you Manichaeans are an evil people, but we will tolerate this. And also, I would also have to say, ladies and gentlemen, I had considered doing a Manichaean playthrough in the future. I mean, this is some adventurous stuff. He's an honorable adventurer. I mean, here's your little another idea for a future playthrough. Be a Manichaean from the West and who just travels, across the Silk Road and Go live in an area where Manichaeans are seen more welcome there, like those in the northeastern parts of the Taran Basin. Or you live in another area where Gnostics like to mingle together and whatnot. But I would rather wait for a future flavor pack from Rice, because I do remember that Cyberxon does have something for the Manichaean faith to add more flavor to it, since that's another thing it's lacking of it. Now, yesterday, while taking a private dinner with my spouse, Mijabe suggested to me that she wanted to take a leading role as an ambassador to foreign courts, with the objective of improving my dynasty renown. As my informers already told me, this is a pet project for her for long, and she'll be maneuvering for this objective by stoking approval of anyone important enough in my court to have a say regarding the matter. With the certainty that I must decide on the matter, this places me in a delicate position. Should I refuse this request, my prestige will be at stake. Oh no, not prestige. What are you playing at? Ah, we must spend gold where it matters. Sorry. As much as I'd like to get more renown. My keeper manager finds me in the garden. It's good to stop thinking of me. My lord, I think your manager could be even more impressive if it contains some more animals. Do I have your lead to see to that? Yes, I want an animal that is awe-inspiring. Preferably another cat. I sit quietly to listen to my overbearing high shaman, Goshan. Like the keen theological debate of my courtier, as that later treats monarchy. But old Zunism is closer to the true word of Zun, the purest distillation of the Zunist revelations. Goshan scowls, look at disapprovingly. Read the sacred stories and you'll see that Zun created men and women together, neither sincerity to the other at the beginning of time. This is why I do not talk to the lost, as it says, sighs of frustration. If you do not listen to the truth, I can only hope you are somehow spared it in Inferno the Void. This is no place to debate the divine. Plus, Zunists are astray. Old Zunists, I should say. My courtier approaches me, furtively and urgently, signals to speak to me privately. What could he want? I had to warn you, we had never see the length of that. I'm convinced that Azat combines with the evil spirits that works to curse your land. Covers tracks well. She's not the only one who can see right through the lies. I should run. You may have animal spies watching us at this very moment. These serious allegations must be examined. In case you didn't know, I've raised the accusation against us all. Oh, visitors. I've never felt quite right in his presence. I reckon so much seems to know everything, or at least so much more than I do. And I try to show up, I'm not silly, but that's the sin of pride. I think that's just trying to keep me from having on purpose. Oh, it's more. Now, this other person says, there is some merit to this claim of yours. I've known Azad to be religious in his own way, but I must reconsider. Azad's never embraced our faith, after all. Perhaps we've been fools, Azad does pray with fervor, but with whom or what? And this other person says, mayhap there is truth to the story. Azad is not a true Turco-Hephthalite, but rather a foreigner. Reared by foreign folks with their own strange beliefs, I would not guess that Azad could be undermining us. But now I recall that he was up north recently. quite near the fact where a score of cattle died. Where a score of cattle died of dire convulsions. Can't really trust anyone of our own. Look, in case you didn't notice me already, I'm yawning a little bit. No, this isn't boring to me. It's just me and my sleeping habits. Now, I summon us out to the throne room where I render judgment in front of the whole court. Azat, you would accuse my hero of conspiring with evil spirits to ruin this realm and damn the souls of those who reside therein. It is a most serious claim, and I have consulted widely to discover the truth, but there is compelling testimony against me. Yet I also must risk consider the clone. You are a lunatic, so in doubt, I exile you from my court. Get the hell out of here. The hour is late, and I can see a flicker of light coming from the next room, where the doors were left ajar. I gently pushed the door open and found my hotel nose with heavy eyes. Bent over the open ledger. Another stack of ledgers standing next to it. She lifts her nose and says, "Oh, forgive me, my lord. Still have to sort through all these latest tax accounts." God, my vassals expect their tax to be handled efficiently. My faithful high shaman Gulshan came up and suggested to help me learn about subterfuge. This means the expansion of my library is books that don't cover the subject matter directly. I'll dismiss that suggestion. My Cuban menagerie and tax collector laws come to me with suggestions clearly feel strongly. We should put on a show featuring the animals in the menagerie, my lord. Just imagine the awe you would inspire by showing off such a collection. Why, that's a great idea. People would pay to see something like that. Once again, appears that my courtier laws have performed exceptionally well lately. So an opportunity presented itself, allowing me to greatly guide and influence the work for Silverwitch. Perhaps this opportunity for to further enhance her skills. Keep a ledger and organize your work. Lately, I've seen my cats autobug out in the night together more often now. Their interactions quickly gone from playful fighting to growing to more intimate activities. I'm happy for them. Male and female cat, 20 gold. Years have passed since my great father, Rurus, died of old age. Hope he is serving Zun in the heavens now. Yet the spirit of faith is still present among the living. Both as an inspiration and a challenge. I'm still regarded as his son by the pious Zunis. Just yesterday, an old flowerman was praised him as a good ruler. What if Zun feels the same about me? I feel the burning need to prove to myself as a man of faith of my own, to step out of my father's shadow. Zun will serious myself. to take advantage of the situation? Where's our rally point? You got it. I'll help you out for once. You want to take the rest of Multan, right? Oh yeah, big chunk of land. So that means we'll be fighting on this front. I'll serve, because I know how. Another ally joins. You kinda really don't need our help. This curious animal. It reminded me of you. I'm sure it'll bring much joy. It was given a name Podos. I'm sure it's a raven of great character. No, sell it. Cats will eat that bird. Oh no. It's those salmonids. It's merged between the two. And she's got a long way to travel through the war zone and up these mountains. Somebody gotta get rid of her. Yep, they did indeed join the war. Crud. This makes, the take of Chagarian and all this a little more complex. Thank goodness for additional taxes. She's arrived at court and some would want to get rid of her. My lord, I failed you no matter what I've been unsuccessful procuring a pet like yours. Oh, that's a shame. There are other priorities now. Botched treatment. Dead. Dig. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone better. Today, in a council, there was a major quarrel when Ghost Sean harshly challenged my views and placed my authority on the line. As my shaman, High Shaman proceeded to demolish my argument in front of everyone. I coldly thought I should address the matter. Among the councils, the mood was neutral. God dang it, which one? I'll try to compromise to keep the upper hand. Got it. Plus, there's chance of gaining prestige after this war, unless we win a notable major battle. here for sieges. Don't rush into things. Prisoner escaped. Now you. Almost numerous attempts to curry my favor, not gone unnoticed. Can't feel but irritated by sounding interest in me. Cannot shake that the man's intentions are not pure. Why can I not have any peace? Eggs in my tent. The siege camp sprawls out before me. The sordid trash heap of broken siege weapons, discarded food, shit, letter tents stained by the leaking dye, and soldiers languishing with boredom, weariness, and disease. Flags at the standards flooding in the fading light. Cut timbers laid stacked like a wall outside the tents. My low retainer approaches and informs you that the siege is ended. Get on right out, I got to hit the edge of the camp. The Tapa of Pol stand before me. The bodies of vultures and crows scattered in front, in the fields between, empty carts and toppled carriages mired in mud. The axe is splintered. The horse is nowhere to be seen. Smoke rises from a burnt hovel. Windmills that once stood there in the open fields have been stripped of their sails. Their spindly timbers rammed into the ground like bone claws. Giant wooden doors hang twisted. Black flames. Windows of the tall stone keep are strewn like slivers of broken glass onto the cobblestone street, and blood-blackened wreckage sits propped in piles of abandoned doorways. Grieving widows and clutched small children to the bossily flee, their clothes tattered and torn. Loaded. Prison everyone. Now you have to get this, even at fort levels 1. They're gonna try to get together with them. Well, we'd be more happy than just to besiege a couple areas, even though it's not the main objective. We're gonna keep getting these notifications a lot, do we? Throughout this playthrough. Which again, this is what I get for not being committed to the video series like I have been in the past. Here it is. The advantage is 30. All the more reasons why I'm very cautious about fighting a war against them directly. Thankfully they have more troops, our allies. The very heartlands of Western Christianity are under siege by infidels. Desperate Christian lords have persuaded His Holiness Pontifex Maximus Anastasius to declare his intention of forging a righteous alliance to expel the barbarians in the name of St. George's. This could be the beginning of an unprecedented Christian aggression. I exit my tent to siege camp spawns out before me. A haphazard city of canvas that timbered and animal hides, and mud and narrow paths winding through the huts and lean-tos. Flags flutter above the throne. Everything is covered in a thick sheen of grey damp like a mud-laden lake. My lower retainers approaches and funds as soon as I get my. The pottery of CB stands before me. A charred heap of rubble and bodies. The fields between red and yellow sea of roaring flames rises high in the air. Skeletal closets, cottages lie in comfortably haste the surrounding fields. Black veiled women quiver at the edge of the blood-splashed streets. Look, even when I have a reading, I sometimes stammer a bit. It's a tendency. Get used to it, people. And plus, I'm even, which again, sleeping habits. Let's go there. One would think we're gonna meet up here, but probably won't be good. Pet him. Maybe we should stand still, because I'm a little bit concerned. Hold your ground. Hold here. Owner's slightly in depth still. She's just a cat, man. Yeah. We do have the advantage. As my scheme moves closer to fruition, swift communication is key. Sure, I have especially a clever pigeon in which I could use to send an urgent message to me here in Zemendovar, if the need arises. But how would I get the bird into the castle of Vergona? A local bird trainer could deliver it as a gift. Got it. Now remember, I may be getting a little bit old, but I do have what it takes to fight against anybody, if I dare wish. No, do attack him. For a few brief moments, Katana, Dun and I pace in laser-half circles, each watching for an opening. Out to my sword, ready to defend myself while he clutches his axe firmly in hand. This fight may be able to tell first blood, but that doesn't ease my nerves. With a sudden twitch, our bout begins. Katana, Nadam! Screeched my opponent, swearing his axe fiercely at the around near me. Oh yeah? Well, I'm the fastest blade in Zunbil. So this will be a blade dance. A series of flashy expert moves to ensure my dueling prowess we talked about for years. Which I gain prestige for this, which is what I need for a declaration of war against the Samanids in future. In battle, I'm an artist. Each Strike is a brushstroke. Every fallen foe or gout of blood, a splash of paint as I brandish my sword, switching seamlessly between Mars and strike. I paint a picture of agony across my foe. Furidun adopts a defensive stance, doing his absolute best to ward me off. A man's eyes following my room. My form is good with only smarters. His stance is failing. He's still holding out for goals well, but seems close to faltering. Is that what the best you got? You can't even hit me. Time and again. I backpedal, dodge, and weave. Always keep it just within tempting target distance. Soon, Furidun showing signs of exhaustion. He shifts to a defensive stance, his axe forming a damned near impenetrable wall of perfect phase between me and him. My form is excellent, with little chance of mistake, and his stance is passable. Fast displayed as Zunbil right here. So, he's doing that again. I'll show you how to hit the sword. Confidence is half of any fight, and I throw out fluidly quick slashes of all the confidence of the seasoned expert. Furidun does his best to ward me off, but he's entirely on the defensive, and his guard's only getting weaker and sloppier each blow. When the opportunity presents itself, I knock his axe flying with one powerful cleave, and just like that, the bout is decided. I get a yield before I even enter my backswing. I'm victorious. Now, get a weak hook on it. Gotta spend prestige. Those knights would rather see me kill him, as much as I would like to get the money. So I'll say goodbye. Reinforcements have arrived, but it was in vain. My glory is widely known. Gained plenty of prestige out of this, as I've become distinguished. So we are capable of defeating them. We had to fight it in the land. Like if we fought out there in the top of Rajanpur, this would have been a much harder battle. But around here, things will get easier. Not to mention, slightly in depth is another reason for his lowered advantage. Would probably win. Will they turn back? They did take the objective. Good on you. And gained 200 prestige for that. Alright. Let's go home while I'll try to make my way back over here. So we are capable of defeating the Samanids in a fight. While meanwhile, they're trying to help the Caliph with an independence war. Which means they'll still be at war and they'll still be in debt. Advantage us. Just gotta get back home now. And hopefully those vassals will respect me a little more. Curse of death's fallen upon my court. A case of smallpox been discovered. The unfortunate victim is my knight. The taint possesses his flesh is dangerous. All harm means inflicted. No life echo to save. Oh, that's my bodyguard. He's a dead man. Send for physician now. Come on, Ma. I know you're gout-ridden, but we need you. But at least I'm traveling, so hopefully he dies before the smallpox afflicts somebody else, since he's near death. As old age progressively sets in, I must face my body decay and acknowledge that given my ever more occasional performances, I am now impotent. Now I'm impotent. Huh! Struggles to perform in the bedroom. My fertility is lower. That's a new trait. I don't know when this was added, but that's entirely new. He just died. I don't think the smallpox has taken anyone else. Hopefully. Son, you're the man now. Anybody want to... yeah, he was the only one. Thank goodness I didn't caught it as I was out traveling. So give me some money. And you'll get hooks too. On your way out. Every little bit. Okay. Take a drink. You may be a dreadful character, but you don't scare me. Killed one of your men, and I'll be willing to do so again. That little independence war. Alliance to Sultana. Aha. Till she was denounced. Which is a crime. But let's be frank here. They're busy. While we can deal with this matter, as their strength is inferior compared to us, and they can return the favor from me when they help us out. Yeah, that'll be the day. Now, taking Badakhshan would be a tad bit difficult because of higher fort levels up there. Save for that one. I don't know why, but I'm smiling a little. Because that just got me an idea. At least you don't have an opinion towards offensive force, but... you know, since he's out there on the battlefield... well, either on retreat or whatever. We should go raid. We should go raid his capital, and we have our man for the job. I don't give a damn what kind of attrition we may or may not take. Let's just go up to his place. And, well, he's in debt still, so I don't think you're going to get money out of him, but perhaps a hook will do. And plus, since you have a Reaver, you're not going to take much casualties with attrition. We're just going to hit him where it hurts. For Ghana. Raid for Ghana. That's where his strength is. It's one of the more highly developed territories in all of Transoxiana. And plus, with these hooks, golden obligations. My vassal, Hotangoshan, has honored me a visit and has brought one of her courtiers along. Goshan approached me excited. Well met, Shah Gunavarman. It pleased me to see you driving in Zamindawar. It occurred to me that Fanagat here might be of service to your court. He's an incredibly talented steward, seemingly touched by Midas. I'd make use of myself, but unless it doesn't seem possible. I hate to see this great talent go to waste. Why don't you take me to Ninja's potential? Well, he is salty in true to form, but let me tell you something. He is a Zunist. Sure, I know a place just for him. If he's good enough, maybe he could be my tax collector. Where is he? Average. Where she's good, so nobody's better than her. It's gonna take a year till we raid for Ghana. City of the Mouthless. The sun has set as I ride through the wilderness outside of Zamindawar. That's my wife, Benebshen Hijabi in tow. In the gloomy light of the moon, we come upon a place I have heard before. A vast maze of standing stones, jagged and a burial place or holy site for forgotten people from long ago. But the stones have been carved the likeness of humans, except for the lack of mouths. These withered idols stare coldly at us as we try to pass through, and almost seem moved. That's not Terry besides, yet I cannot help but wonder, who are these people? Were they really ghosts? Oh no, it's only shadows and dust. Oh yeah, he's on his way. But the light of Zun guides me in my holy quest, as I once guided my father, the great Shah Firouz. The life of Zun's pious servant's not an easy one, yet I feel compelled to be even greater than my father. Should a good Zunist always relentlessly pursue the recognition of both his peers and Zun? Is the father's example a beacon to follow, or a goal to achieve and surpass? There is still much for me to achieve. Get War Profiteer next. Can ransom this one. Oh yeah. Let's do that. Every little bit helps regarding men-at-arms maintenance. We'll get some money back by raiding them. As additional payment in recent trade, I find myself in a possession of a large herd of cattle. I'm pretty sure that the animals are of highest quality, but the question is what should be done with them remains. We can get all the money through raiding. It's a beautiful herd, but it could be larger. And my breeding project is successful. Every little bit helps regarding development. Little by little, despite the fact this is desert. Tonight, while admiring a particularly fine bottle of wine, a thought occurred to me. Everyone knows that Pambustam Sahib of Samanid is fond of a good bottle of wine. This particular vintage would make a fine present, and it could be recorked after the addition of some poison. Sent on over the anonymous adoration, it just might work. Thoughtful gift indeed. Word is that a drunken Pambusta Sahib had a psychotic break, cursing family and blaspheming for hours until she died coughing up blood and raving. And it would appear that nobody suspects a thing, particularly not my involvement. Out of my involvement. That's one alliance broken. But keep in mind, man can have more wives. Then he had an alliance with the Caliph. This is the Caliph, yes. No longer allied with Samanid. Oh, wait a minute, is this the new one? What happened to the old man? Passed from a sudden virulent disease campaign with his army. Oh, wait a minute, that's some time ago. Let me see. No, he's been there. The alliance is broken. Alright. Now he's more vulnerable than ever. And we're just gonna go up to his place and raid. It's gonna take a while to get there, though. But it'll be worth the while. Alright. Don't get killed. Country's rough out there. My spy master has asked for an urgent meeting today regarding a very valuable foreign asset he controls, who is from my dynasty, is working for me undercover in the court of Maharaval Sunkapalabati. The spy is of course none other than Hatun Ma of Akshafan, and that the problem is that we have information that she's about to be discovered, arrested, and probably killed. Nozino is asking me to fund a special agent mission to rescue his agent and save her from a horrible fate. It's my sister, you know. I don't know what she's doing out there. I wish we had a negotiating alliance, but maybe one day I should travel there. I don't know about you, but let me see. He's not brave. But for me, oh dear. I do have some intrigue skill. I am brave. I do have high prowess. I'll personally lead the mission. This isn't gonna work. I'm about to lose family. There's certain intensity to Katana's gaze. He walks also with a proud grace. He talks of conviction and firmness. Exquisite clarity of syllable. Elders 5 times his age listed 10 years ago, so drawn to the magnetism of Katana's personality, as if moth to a flame. There is something special about this child. The old songs talk about those that are marked to carry forward the people. A figure, a great bearing, and a great ability. Could it be true? Could Katana be anointed by fate? I don't know about you, but this child needs nurturing. There's something about him. Katana. You got kittens yet? Because we do allow them to roam free and free. A risky mission I planned to commit at the Overhaul, so it was a failure. My party suffered considerable casualties, and I paid a significant price of my blood. And unfortunately, we were unable to rescue. A personal failure, big loss of prestige, and I become severely injured. I mean, I can survive, but I don't know about this. Now look, even if he becomes the man to lead this country, I am not confident. Whereas there's something about this boy, but it's just too damn early. Not even my cats can save me from this. As I lie in bed, constrained by my wounds, I have time to reflect on the meaning of life and how tenuous my grasp of it all is. My fate rests partly on my constitution, partly on the care I receive, but mostly on luck. As time passes, a conclusion approaches, when in the end I'm ready to accept my destiny. Let's hope for the best. 18% chance that I die, 16 that I become severely injured, lose severely injured, get scarred, 60% that I lose severely injured, become maimed, or 48% chance that I'll lose severely injured. And no longer severely injured, still here, still alive. A lot more to do. But now we gotta restore her prestige again. But we'll get it through raids. Now we're going straight to his place. You're in front of you, don't know what you're talking about. And another good reason to get more money and prestige. We should get something from the Silk Road community. Welcome. Where the hell's he? Gulf of Oman. You are a good satrap. I'll spend a little prestige again, but we'll get it all back through raids and among other things. It's quite a lovely cat you have there. Again, his personal holdings is there, and where's Ox? Oh, it's a mosque. So we're gonna raid all this. Two blades rattle together in the bright sunlight, scraping along each other's lengths of a metallic sheen. Katana dances backwards slightly, holding the blade as if it were an extension of his arm. His sparring partner, Franagat, staggers after him, puffing lightly. The two have been sparring for a while now, and Katana has barely broken a sweat. I wonder if he's even trying. You must push yourself harder, Katana. 98% chance it reaches new heights, increasing his productivity. 1% he becomes wounded. 0% chance he makes the dreaded mistake of injuring himself. You important? He'll be willing to pay his own ransom. Look at you. I would love to have you as my tax collector, but you're a zealot, so you probably wouldn't be welcome. Since he's a veteran traveler, so yeah, he must have been a hired tax collector rather than a physician or something along those lines. There's a lot of loot to be had here. As I walk through the streets as a mentor of my steward, looking for opportunities to remedy this somewhat empty treasury, we reach the market's weighing halls. Borzum starts to speak with a harsh voice. If we can quietly get more income, if we get creative with the taxes on the goods brought in here, I can arrange another set of weighing stones, slightly adjusted in weight, and it will look the same. And then for the same goods, the merchants will pay us more. Not just suspect the thing. If you wish, we can change the weights and watch the money flow to your coffers. It's probably a bad idea. Truly better set of weights needed. While tricky to achieve, a solution that benefits both your coffers and merchants' needs is definitely possible. 46% chance that we'll successfully implement the new weighing system. A 53% chance that this idea is less than ideal and gained little. Yeah, it was less than ideal. But we have other means of income. Yeah, control does go down a little as whenever we raid a barony. Which is the reason why I said, hit him where it hurts. And that area is for Ghana. And this is another one. No more factionalism, save for the independence one. Yeah, hit the area where you have personal control over. We've got another. Yeah. Plus there's a lot of holdings in here. Sure. Nephew, you might be of some use to me one day. There's more gold down here. It was with joy that I received a visit with my friend Muslim as I engaged in a lengthy discussion about anything and everything, from the state of the realm to gossip about my courtiers passing this or that reminiscence of common past. It was a such thrill that he tried to persuade me into improving one of my skills under his tutelage. All I do is buy some old books about the subject matter, and let's get started. I prefer to go fishing. I've been under a lot of stress lately, you know. As long as it's still out there, it's open season for us. And then we'll recover nicely, and then we can officially start the future wars for Changanian. One second. Still going the other way. Katana is truly talented. His words carry the weight of one decades older. People instinctively follow his lead. There can be no doubt as where to the future of my realm lies. And yet, no matter Katana's appeal and skill, the laws of the land are what they are. He is not my primary heir. When I pass, all that talent and skill will be merely utilized in service pursuing his brother's Firouz's machinations. There, flickering in the corner of my mind, are the stakes. This is a decision my legacy will hinge on. Oh hell. Listen, I like you. You're brave. You got great prowess. But his prowess is way better. He's just as brave as you. But he's a vengeful soul, you know. Even if you don't give him what he wants, he's gonna find a way to, eliminate the competition, so to speak. And plus, that diplomacy education could help him in the long run, as far as realm stability is concerned. Charming as he may be. But all the vassals would be mad at me. Oh boy. I'm gonna be in negative prestige, but we'll get it all back. Think about the vassals of the realm. There are some new people here that won't do nothing to me. I've been making plenty of friends, and some who will remain mad at me for no matter what. I am going to take a gamble. I cannot risk leaving Katana's story untold. You are the new heir, and that makes Firouz get Ghazna. So, yeah, favoritism. And plus, you're a proper Zunist, unlike him. And so he is destined for glory. These are permanent modifiers. He has what it takes. He could be the next great man. to lead our realm to the future. I'm happy. Dude, does that mean they get to have kittens? Hap. Here we go again. There's no denying the signs. My cat is pregnant. All I can do now is make sure she's comfortable, hope for the best. How exciting. I used to have a stray cat who's female, used to live here, and gave birth to about 4 kittens, and then 2 more, and then another 2 more. I'm saying that in different litters. Before my family decided to, okay, get rid of it, and all the other cats, save for the 2 that wandered off on their own. All we have left is that 1 cat that lives here in my backyard, who is, you know, a freeloader. That's the best way I could describe him. And a very vocal cat. A swift Heir, 80 years old. You were a true raider. We'll miss you, man. How much? We'll consider it. Any knights that are present. You're gonna have to lead them home. So continue with the raids, even though it'll be a bit slower now. They're about to finish building that, and that would mean more loot. Yeah, it's much slower now. Just barely. I will hone his skills by House Zunbil's traditions. I'll have a mental break for this. By fate, petitioners for over have been queuing up lately. This work feels endless. Yet another one steps forward, evidently a distress merchant of some kind. You think you could wheedle a world stamp out for me, Burger? I am a Shah. Merchant gulps at me. Blanket rapidly in shock. What does this other guy said? Maybe a new cloak would help, would make it feel better. This kind of fits the character of him. I'm gonna go into negative money for this, but temporary. I mean, he is the kind of guy with a compulsive spending and frequent waste money on unnecessary purchases. He is that guy. Oh, wow. Glad I won't miss you. I get to inherit your land. Okay, you can have it. Just want you out of that faction. Damn it. Flagellated himself to death. Flagellated himself to death. My cat told I could give birth. Both the father and I are pacing close as we can without disturbing her. My mother reassures while the night supplies meows. I can hear another sound. A quiet, tiny, new meow. It's a tiny brown kitten. Layid. Female. What a great name. 3 cats. Well, Kitten. It's only 1 year later it becomes a cat. Because I learned it from, you know, being around with cats for a very long time now. 4 years. No, 5 years. Been around with cats for 5 years. One last barony to raid and then we'll go home. The Waki Reformation. That's a Somalian faith. The native Somalian faith. So obviously they're probably not going to change anything compared to, you know, the old Wakism. This is old Waki, new Waki. Same as it is. Does not matter what these heathens believe. Perhaps it would be for the best that she just drops dead. Where does she go? Over there. Oh, I woke up at a crush thought. Forced myself to use to be as pious as possible, still feel the delight of Zunbil's obscured by the memory of my father. The great shout for it was, is this fate's will? Is this a curse that every parent brings upon their children? We're all born in a futile race against Johnson's past. Is a world Zun intended? Look, whenever she just drops dead, I can tell you this. I get to inherit some of her money. I failed you, son. Please forgive me. Alright. Go home. Be here in 6 months. I'm going to take some casualties, so we may not get all the loot that we want, but still, I'm very satisfied. And we'll get some nice, tidy income. A lot of diseases lately. Oh yeah, she has had the gout for a while, I remember. We'll get a new one in a moment. Oh, how could you? You are a good man. Whereas for her, it won't matter. She's gonna drop dead soon. Now, it occurs to me as I watch Katana practicing sword strokes in the courtyard that he is really developing into quite a physical specimen. Another stroke his studio, Katana following with thorough with poise and determination. I shudder to imagine what it would be like to be the end of such a blow. But a small part of me wonders if whether such a focus on power is truly beneficial. Excellent swing. Keep going. So now he's physically strong. That's why he is the future. Hurry up and get home. I've come across my son and heir Katana and my cat Wadabaga, playing together more and more often lately. Thought it harmless. Children do bond with the weirdest of things. However, I stumbled upon them taking a nap together while sipping out children close by. I cannot help but worry that Katana might be spending more time with the animal than his peers. I'm sure he'll be fine. He may be a vengeful soul, I'm sure he loves animals. And whenever you get home, when we recover our strength, they're going to be discouraged from joining that independence faction. Drop that already! I step out of the garden and I'm greeted by the sound of laughter and meows. My son and heir Katana and my niece Boon are chasing each other back and forth across the grounds together with my cat Wadabaga. Seems my worries were all for naught. That Otobagan actually helped Katana gain friends among his peers. It's my niece, old Zunist. No parents to take care of her. Who's her guardian? Nobody. Well, she is betrothed to, this man, the Lion Brave. The people that live in Chitral are the ones that I'm particularly afraid of. Because of how they can beat us, the heck out of us. Which makes me feel a little bit envious. I wish we could have allies like him. Even sometimes I wish he were my vassal, knowing how useful they could be. We are home. You can stand down now. And we'll just let the levies and everything else recover, which will make the Independence faction discouraged from, thinking about going up against me. She starved herself, and she's infirm. She's gone! Alright. Now let me see, regarding tax income. Inherited a Pilgrim's Guide. Alrighty. Maybe that's what she was doing down there. She went on a pilgrimage. So, okay. You can have this. Another fellow pilgrim. Okay. You're gonna have good tall. I'll keep Wax for now. As a stopgap. While we recover. We have a seneschal, do we not? No. No, yes, maybe. Yeah, we do. Well, look at here. My cat's in a nice health decline. Well, he is getting old, is that cat? 11 years? Died from his wounds. Yeah, died from his wounds. Out on the battlefield, no doubt. Glad that got to him. And since there is a child ruler, that would mean realm instability. And also possible independence factions from within the War of Revenge. Well, something tells me. Wish we had a better spy master, otherwise it's just going to be guesswork on what their strength is. Because I know in future we have to take that sooner or later. Still feeling fine. He can have those too. Should anything happen to that man. He's going to be a great knight one day. I told you, there's something special about that child. Physically strong already in his age. One more thing about him. He does have one friend. He does have a bully, though. I'm sure he would beat him back. Beat his homely ass back. language. Now, as we will close this episode, I was hoping that in this episode we would get at least one territory, but no, it was mainly focused on, well, weakening this realm. So that's good while we help out our Gujarat friends, which we cannot negotiate an alliance with them just yet. Unless I have to establish an alliance, which, good luck with that. Or I could just go visit his realm and see if we can negotiate through this way of improving relations differently. Which of course is a long way away. And of course eventually I really want to get these guys in here. Which my plan is, if should I live long enough, get War Profiteer, and then after that switch to Foreign Affairs and try to get all the way to Forced Vassalage before my life ends, which seems doubtful as I'm 57. Whereas I know he'll be quite a diplomat himself, even though I don't think that's really going to be his strong suit, but still. And so need to consider. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, in the next episode, we will take Chagani. Yeah, take Chagani, as we'll have more advantage in combat for those under the Zunbil dynasty. There's no doubt that I will lead my troops to battle when we fully recover and such. And then after that, then in the future, we will take Badakhshan, no matter what. But mountains don't scare me anymore, especially when you got friends like these, if you have friends. And one more thing to say. And then we will finally, which I don't know if it'll happen in my watch, or at least for my son and heir, to reclaim that Hephthalite Heartland for us. So, we'll try to make it happen, people. So we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.